Hello and welcome my dear students. I am Rohan sir from Mahdi English Medium School. I welcome my all dear 3rd standard junior champs once again in science lecture. My dear little champs, I hope that you have completed all the work of chapter number 6. Now, what have we done in the previous lecture is we have completed all the objective part of chapter number 6, which you have to write it in your rough book and fair book. And I hope that whatever the work we are doing, you are copying it down first in your rough book, only then you are copying it down in your fair notebook. As sometimes some students feel that the time given here in the ongoing lecture is very much less, so they try to write in a haste. It's okay, you try to match the speed. It will enhance your writing skills, but make sure that when you're writing in the fair book, your handwriting, leaving the line, and every presentation should be good, so that once you send the photos, the clicks of your fair notebook, it is readable. Now students, as you know that objective part of chapter number 6 is over. I have explained that chapter twice, once in detail and second time in brief, and then we have started with the theory part, the writing part. Then all the objective part is over. FB, match the following, true or false, and all the objective part is finished. Now what are we going to do? Again we are going to do something writing part of chapter number 6. For that you have to be ready with your rough notebooks. If you have your textbook and if you want to keep the textbook with you, the choice is yours. But today the only useful thing is your rough notebook. Now that I hope that you might be sitting with your rough notebook and textbook. So let's see what are we going to do. In today's lecture, we are going to complete question and answers and question bank of chapter number 6. Now these first part of question answers is the textual question answers, which we make and give it to you to write it in your fair notebook, and then we will solve the question bank. Now you know that after every chapter either I give you question bank or worksheet. As you are not there present in the school, we are going to solve question bank and not the worksheet. So this will be all of chapter number 6. Now you know that I always suggest you in the question bank solving, you first try to write the answers and then I will display the answer. This is the format for today also. Question answers, no doubt I'll give you the time to write the answers, and questions I'll send it to you in your WhatsApp group. But in the question bank, make sure you just try to think your level best about the correct answer in 2 to 5 seconds of time, which I give you in between. Let's get started without wasting much of your time. I'm going to start with the question answers. So please give the heading question and answer in your rough notebook and just write the answers, not the questions. This is what you know we always do. I repeat, give the heading question answers. Also, please do not forget to write today's date, and do write chapter number 6 on the top. Even on the top of question answers you have to write chapter number 6. This I think you should know. So children, I hope that you have written the heading properly. Let's get started. Try to understand the question. Just start writing the answers. I'll try to explain you question and answer both 2 times so that you will get the sufficient time to copy down the answers in your book. Let's get started. Question 1. How do plants breathe? Please start writing the answer. I'll read the answer. I'll read the question again. I'll try to explain it to you. So please write it down. Plants breathe through the tiny holes called stomata present in their leaves. How do plants breathe? That means what is the part from which they breathe in. So for every living thing, breathing in and breathing out is a common process. So similarly here the question is asked that how do plants breathe? We human beings and few animals breathe through their noses. Yes, you all have nose, I hope. So similarly, how do plants breathe? Very simple. I have shown you while I was explaining you the chapter from the textbook. I remember that I have highlighted that picture in the explanation part for you to understand it, that plants breathe through their tiny holes called stomata present in their leaves. So stomata basically plays the role of nose. We human beings have nose, plants have stomata on their leaf like we have nose on our face. So I hope this is very easy for you. You just have to remember this name, stomata, that's it. Okay, I'll repeat one more time answer, and I hope that by that time you might have written the answer. How do the plants breathe? Answer: plants breathe through the tiny holes called stomata present in their leaves. Don't forget to put the full stop. Okay, so I hope you have written the answers by now. If not, don't worry, you can again play the video from the links provided you in the WhatsApp groups, and then you can write it down. So this was question 1. Question 2. What is reproduction? Answer: please start writing, students. Also listen to me simultaneously to understand the answer, but your hands should be on your book and your eyes on the screen. Okay, so what is reproduction? Answer: the process by which living things produce more of their own kind is called reproduction. This same definition is there in your textbook in the keywords. If you remember, I have even asked you to write the keywords in the very first lecture and the second lecture. So this is what you have already written, but I have given to you in the form of question answer. So whenever I give the question, you have to write the question in your fair book when I just circulate the message of the questions in your WhatsApp group. Anyways, what is reproduction? The process by which living things produce more of their own kind is called reproduction. Now this also several times I have explained you that elephant gives the birth to the one more elephant, dog gives birth to the dog, cat gives birth to the cat. Now whether it's a male or female is another thing, but they give the birth to their own kind. No, human beings give birth to the human beings. Now whether it is a girl or a boy, it's a different thing. So this is the process of reproduction. They give birth to their own kind, they produce of their own kind. That is called reproduce, and that is why this is reproduction. Okay, I hope you have written. Still one more time I will read the answer so that you will get the sufficient time to write the answer. The process by which living things produce more of their own kind is called reproduction. Okay, I hope you have written it. Question 3. Write any two difference point between living things and non-living things, and you can see how I have already prepared 2 columns. So students, I request you to make this kind of headings. Can you see living things, and then I have kept the space, and non-living things, so that you can write it down under these columns. So here are the points of living things and non-living things. Please start writing, students. I'll keep 2 more seconds compared to the other answers, because I know these are the points. Properly you have to write it down. So start writing, because these points I have already explained you. I will try to read it and again explain it to you. In this time you have to write it down. Okay, so here you are asked two different points between living things and non-living things, while I have given you many different points in the very first lecture itself. So these 2 points I have just picked out from those points only. Let me tell you, these are not different from those points. I have selected these 2 easy and small points for you to write it down in your fair notebook. Okay, I'll read these points and I hope you have almost finished half of this answer. It can move on their own. Living things. Non-living things. It cannot move on their own. Living things. It needs air to breathe. Non-living things. It doesn't breathe. So these points I have already given you, like I said, and I have just selected these 2 points of differences from the already given points. So I hope that you have written these points. I'll read it one more time. Living things. It can move on their own. Non-living things. It cannot move on their own. Living things. Second point. It needs air to breathe. Non-living things. Second point. It doesn't breathe. So there is no question of need of air in this non-living thing. So students, I hope that you have very well understood these points, because these points I have explained to you when the topics were going on, how living things grow, breathe, need food, feel surrounding. So during the explanation of these points I have already explained you these points in very detail. Okay, so time is up for question 3. Moving on to question 4. How do fish move? How do fish move? Answer. Please write down the answer, students. Fishes move with the help of fins. Please write down the answer. Fishes move with the help of fins. Now students, fins, I know that those who have again watched my explanation video, they might be knowing now what is fins, because in 2 times of explanation, both the times I showed you how are the fins and what do they look like in the fish, and they were also labeled properly in the picture given in your textbook itself. So fishes move with the help of fins. I hope you have written this one-line answer in your book. Okay, so this was question 4. Now students, that is the end of question answers part. Now this was the end of theory part of your fair notebook. Means till this thing you had to write it down in your fair notebook. All the objectives given to you in the previous lecture, as well as these 4 question answers we have discussed in this lecture. So these 2 things you have to write it down in your fair notebook and complete your fair book within a day. So now what are we supposed to do? Let's solve the question bank, right? So we are supposed to solve the question bank now, as we have finished writing the theory part of our fair notebook. So please give the heading question bank in the new page. Give the heading question bank in the new page of your rough notebook, and I hope that whenever I ask you to write it down, whenever I ask you to repeat after me, you are following these instructions. And if parents are sitting beside you, I request to even parents to help you out in writing or in repeating my words. I hope that you are writing down the heading question bank. Now also write chapter number 6 beside question bank, so that when we will move towards 7 and 8, and then again at that time you have to refer to question bank of chapter 6. If the heading is given, the task will be easier for you to jump on to chapter number 6. So, first question in the question bank is pick out the incorrect word and replace it with correct word. Now what do you have to do is just write the correct and incorrect word for now. That means I will show you the sentence. From that sentence you have to pick out the incorrect word and write the correct word in that place. Now you just have to write the incorrect word and correct word in your book, not the sentence. So I hope this instruction is clear in your mind. So let's get started with question number 1. So students, please give the heading question 1. Just write question 1. Under the question bank you have to just write question 1. Don't go for writing these long headings. This is the sentence. Like I said, don't write the sentence. You just have to read this sentence, and then you know that those who are solving regularly the question bank of every chapter, you know how the process is. You have to pick out the incorrect word and replace it with the correct word. Now this is the question. Lotus opens out at night. Lotus opens out at night. So what is the incorrect? Which word goes incorrect here? Which does not suits here? I hope that even the smart students have written the answer. Which word is wrong? Lotus opens out at night. Here is the incorrect word, night. Night is an incorrect word. Why? Lotus does not opens out at night. Okay, so if we eliminate this word night, lotus opens out at dash. Now try to think about the answer and make sure students you are also writing this way. Incorrect word equals to night, then correct word equals to, answer is day. So lotus opens out at day will be the correct answer. So you also have to write both these words. You don't have to write the sentence. I have instructed you this 3 times now, so I hope that you have understood. Okay, so if you are writing or if you have already written, just repeat the correct statement after me. That is very important and that is compulsory for all. And make sure you also write the incorrect and correct words, because you have to send all your work to the follow-up teachers. Okay, now it's the time for you to repeat after me. Lotus opens out at day or daytime. So this is the correct statement. So incorrect word was night. I hope you understood the format by this. Number 2. A puppy grows into a tree. Oh God, a puppy grows into the tree? This is not possible. So which word goes incorrect here? Please students, this is very easy. Try to solve it. Which word is incorrect? Okay, if you have tried, incorrect word is puppy. So a dash grows into a tree. So which things grow in the tree? You have to think about it and you have to think about the perfect answer. So I hope you have tried your level best. So the correct answer is flower. Now students, if you have written fruit, if you have written leaves, then also your answer is right. But I have chosen flower as the answer because this is also correct. A dash grows into a tree. Now fruit also grows into a tree, leaf also grows into the tree, flower also grows into the tree. So these 3 anyone can do, but you have to just replace one word. That is the reason why I have written only one word. And I hope that you are noting down the answers, incorrect and correct word. Now is the time for you to repeat after me the correct statement. Please repeat after me. A flower grows into a tree. Okay, and at the same time I hope that you have written both the words correct and incorrect in your books. Number 3. Let me read the sentence first for you. Sentence is, butterflies breathe through water holes in their body. Butterflies breathe through the water holes in their body. What is wrong in this statement? Try to find it out. Do butterflies breathe from the water holes in their body? So the incorrect word is water. Incorrect word is water. So butterflies breathe through dash holes in their body. Please write the correct word, at least try to write the correct word, because we have gone through 2 times by the breathing process of living things. So I hope that you are writing the answers as soon as I am displaying it on the screen, at least if you are not trying on your own, because writing is must, only then will you be able to understand the topic. Anyways, the correct word is air holes and not the water holes. So please also write the correct word. So the correct statement will be like, butterflies breathe through their air holes in their body. Now it's time for you to repeat after me. Please repeat the correct statement with me. Butterflies breathe through air holes in their body. Clear enough? Okay. So moving on to 4th one. Book gives us energy to work. Book gives us energy to work. Which word is incorrect? Yes, I know many of you are speaking the answers because this is very easy one. Many of you are giving me the answers, though I am not there in front of you. So the incorrect word is book. Book doesn't give us energy to work. It gives us knowledge. That is another thing. But here is asked that energy to work. So what is the correct word? Correct word is food. Food gives us energy to work. So please write down both the words properly and quickly. At the same time, please repeat the correct statement after me. Food gives us energy to work. Okay. Number 5. Hen can feel light and grow towards it. Hen cannot feel light. So obviously the incorrect word is hen. Please write it down. Then what will be the correct word? Dash can feel light and grow towards it. It was written in the living things grow section in your textbook. Okay, I will not ask you to wait for a long time. The correct word is flower. I have not mentioned the name here, but this is the characteristic of a sunflower, but we have to only replace one word, so I have written flower. Flower, or you can write flowers. So flower can feel light and grow towards it. Please write down both the words. Also, please repeat this one time after me. Flower can feel light and grow towards it. Moving on to give one word for the following. Please write question 2. Don't go for a long heading like I said. Just write question 2 as you have written question 1 before. And you are supposed to only write the answers. I hope you have written question 2 as a heading. Okay, so let's get started with this. Now, let's read the statement. When a seed starts to grow, it is said to. What will be the answer? When a seed starts to grow, it is said to. Okay, the correct answer is germinate. Germinate. Please write down the answer if you don't know, and obviously I'm going to send you the question. At that time you can copy down the question, or like I said, you can again watch the video in the YouTube. You can pause that video and write the question. So these are the two ways I'm giving you, but at least write the answers now, so when you send it to your follow-up teachers, we'll come to know how much attentive you are in the online lecture. Germinate is the correct answer. So when a seed starts to grow, it is said to germinate, a germinated seed. If you want to see the process, you can even Google it, you will get to know. Okay, moving on to second one. Plants breathe through the tiny holes called dash. Now students, I don't think I have to give the answer for this. Why? You know that we have discussed this more than 2 times. So plants breathe through the tiny holes called, answer is obviously stomata. So please write down the answer, answer number 2. Please don't write the question right now, just write the answers. Stomata. Plants breathe through the tiny holes called stomata. I hope you have written answer number 2 of question 2. Okay, number 3. Breathing organ in a fish. Breathing organ in a fish. What will be the answer? Obviously, gills. Fins are them for them to fly. Gills are there for them to breathe. Like plants have stomata, human beings and few animals have nose, and similarly fishes have gills. Please write down the answer properly. So I hope you have been writing the answers, repeating the statements whenever was asked for you to do it in the lecture. So with this, our today's question bank and question answers are over. Yes, this question bank I will continue in the next lecture also, because few objectives and subjective of the same question bank is left. So in the next lecture, students, please be ready with your rough notebooks and textbooks if you need. So students, in the end, thought of the day: the best teachers teach from heart, not from the book. This is given by our genius student Bojani Narjis of Standard 3rd. So what is the meaning of this thought? The best teachers teach from heart, not from the book. That means obviously teachers have the book. Book is a source of knowledge, but best teachers have that knowledge in their mind, in their brain, and they teach from their heart, not only from the book but also by their heart. Only when they teach by their heart will you be able to cover maximum part of that topic, because they hold your interest in the lecture. So this was a very, very beautiful thought. So I really appreciate Bojani Narjis and whole lot of students who are giving me the thought. They are not only doing their regular work of all the lectures, but they are also sparing the time, they are also taking out the time and finding the thought to give it to me. So really good job to all the students. Keep it up. With this, keep sending your work to the teachers. Also, thanks for watching the lecture. Make sure you do not fail to send your work to the teachers, because teachers are very happy when you send them the regular work. So once again, thanks for watching the lecture. Wait for the other lecture. Like I said, be prepared, be ready with your books in the next lecture also. Till then, take care. Goodbye.